Hey guys, it's me again, Violeta, and I'm bringing you another installment of our realm. Why I called it our realm is because it is a realm we live in. Our reality, our realm, planet Earth, frequency. There's a lot of different terms, and they're slightly different, all of them. But anyways, we will dig deeper in next episodes and vlogs. So I like to do different things. So I might sometimes even take you out here in Las Vegas, and we might just do a vlog and or Area 51, or doesn't have to be only alien related, but out of life. But today's topic is a topic that is very interesting. Okay, I wanted to talk about God and aliens. Okay, it is concerning to me that on planet Earth, some people think, oh, aliens, they're so much smarter and so good, and they're like God. They're not like God. Nothing is like God. Source, or all that is, has been described in different religious texts, from the Bible to, in my opinion, the closest accurate description would be in the Hindu texts, in the Upanishads. The truest form of God would be described in Islam as one, all that is. Okay, now this is not an invitation to be political or to say this religion is better than that religion. I invite you to disengage from separation. I am using it simply as a point of reference in this realm, in this reality of things I have referenced and learned. So a lot of people say, oh, they must be so much more advanced, they must be so smart, they're our saviors. Nothing could be further from the truth. I'm sorry to say. You gotta experience aliens as just another form of animal, but more advanced animal. Or being, okay, that you will see. Maybe we're far ahead of our time, but you will see in the next maybe 100 years, when when Earth hopefully starts having direct contact to the point that we're actually now learning about their civilizations and so on and so forth. There is so many civilizations out there, alien civilizations, that to learn them all would be will take time as a society. So that's where exopolitics, the term exopolitics, will come in later in the future. And we will start learning about different societies, their cultures, but this will be far, far in the future. So for now, let's just think of our planet as a little kid in a way, and people on it, because honestly, like, we need so much, and I'm sorry to say and to put us down, but we have so much work to do on ourselves in order to advance into the higher societies of beings. And that doesn't mean that they're better than us, they just have more development time. So yes, I want to, and this is my personal opinion, my personal experience, feel free to disagree. I'm bringing you everything I know. Another thing that bothers me is like when people say, oh, I'm God, I'm a goddess. No, you're not, okay? You're not. It's there is one God, or one all that is, or one source, and we are co-creators in our game, okay? But it helps us a lot to give the credit, because when we give the credit to all that is, we actually connect to a source way powerful than us, and way powerful than any alien or deity. So why are people are so confused, like, who should I worship? Like, should I worship some Hindu god, quote unquote god, because they're not gods, they're just advanced beings, they're not gods, okay? God for me is all that is, that created me, that created you, that created everything there is on the planet, okay? Everything there is in the universe, in the galaxy, that for me is God. One, all that is. Now, people have been confused through the ages by worshiping different deities, even in Hinduism. I'm sorry to say, I love Hinduism and spirituality, but these gods, they're, sorry to say again, like, I don't mean to offend you, but they're not gods. they're advanced beings, okay? In Hinduism, if you study it very, very deeply, and you go back to the Upanishads where they describe Brahma, who would be, you know, like all that is, you know, presiding over the universe or several universes, and then you have Vishnu, which is even higher. And Vishnu, you know, would be the one that is basically sleeping and creating these bubbles of universes, right? Which is excellently described in the Hindu Upanishads. However, even the Hindu Upanishads, when you study them deeper, describe one God, one all that is. The problem is that there's so much knowledge out there, but it's not all connected and not all explained. So people go and they pray to like different deities. Honestly, if you want to pray, just pray to the one God, to the all that is, that created everything, that created your gods, that created your deities, your whatever. Even Jesus, he knew about God, you know, and then they made him a God. I'm sorry, like I will step on so many people's feet right now, but you're welcome to turn off the camera, to turn off and, you know, go listen to somebody who you feel is closer to what you believe in. That's fine. I respect that. This is what I have researched, I have known, and I stand behind 100%. So it's very hard to even begin to explain how much misguidance there is on this planet at this time. So no, there is, you know, how did I, for example, find out that I'm not a god? Definitely not a god. 2017, I collapsed with blood clots in my lungs. I almost died. Hey, if I was a god at this point, right, like I would just revive myself, take the blood clots out. No, I'm not a god. I freaking collapsed. And I pray to God, to all that is, please God, help me. Please God, please God. My aliens even came to the ER to visit me. And if you study like Hinduism, for example, and you study their deeper texts, you know, okay, you can study the Bhagavad Gita for the spirituality, the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, they're beautiful. But then when you go into the Srimad Bhagavatam, you go into the Upanishads, then you will see the same thing is repeated. One God, okay? It's across all religions, honestly. The concept, however, like I said in my previous video, has been hijacked, and the reason why is to control people. But anytime you wanna, like, I'm not trying to propagate one religion over the other, but if you just pray to the one God that created all that is, and not its creations, okay? Because God's creations would be, for example, Jesus, some of the Hindu gods, all of them actually, aliens are God's creations. So don't pray to God's creations, pray to the all that is, okay? That's my advice. That's what works for me more than anything. And then I studied Hindu texts, and I saw even in the Hindu text it says there is, you know, billions of beings on, you know, that God created, and it clearly talks about aliens. Now, aliens themselves have their own societies, their own belief system. When I looked at it from a perspective of a bird, right, at the whole creation, and I saw that even though confusion exists, there's always a way out directly to the God source, to all that is, to everything that created us. When you think about it, you know, it's nice, you know, sure, it's flattering to call yourself God and Goddess. Hey, I'm co-creating, I'm this, that. When you're in the ER, and trust me, that's when it snaps you back. You realize you haven't created the trees, you haven't created the rivers, the nothings. You know, it has been done by a superior consciousness, to myself, to you, to aliens, to anything. So it would be wrong to call aliens any type of gods. And I would say, if you really definitely want to be connected to the prime source, pray to all that is and ever will be. Maybe far superior being, even to my understanding, purely spiritual, but behind all this creation. And the aliens didn't create us, okay? No, they didn't. They might have altered, but they also came into the realm. They are not creators of the realm. And I think that's the confusion that exists so much that I see online. People are so confused. They're like, who should I pray to? What angel? What, God? What deity? There is no God but God, just only one. All that is. And you can call it anything you want. Like, I mean, not anything you want, but in Islam it's called Allah. In Hinduism, the closest to the description to all that is would be the Vishnu God, Vishnu. In Christianity, God Himself, God the Father. I'm not gonna step on too many, toes here, but Jesus even prayed to God. Please, go back to the texts, and not to take away from Jesus, peace be upon him. He was one of the strongest prophets to have ever lived. But let's give God credit that God deserves, all that is. And then once you understand that there is a one source for everything, for aliens, for our prophets, for everybody, then you realize, and you can kind of like sift through the array of information that's out there and know your answer in your heart. That is right. And then you see that aliens, even though some of them may live thousands of years, or have the ability to travel to many planets, or have different telepathic abilities, their agenda is not always aligned with ours. We have aliens that are hostile to human beings, and we have aliens that are not hostile to human beings. So once we get out of our little quote-unquote jail here, it's been a jail for our mind that's been created on planet Earth. And when we start learning about other galaxies, about their societies, the way they look, the way they sound, like I remember when I was contacted, for example, by praying mantis. I always have to be careful how much info I give, because I don't want to scare anyone. But hey, this has been my experience. Contacted by praying mantises, and they are very intelligent. They're tall, like about 6-7 feet tall, or taller sometimes, and they buzz. So their communication is bzz, 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 bzz. And how do I understand that? I have no idea, but I understand telepathically what it's trying to tell me. And there's been many contacts with different extraterrestrials that I had. So these societies that have come in. I have also some marks that I want to show you, but I haven't figured out yet how to how to edit and put it in the YouTube. But I'm working on it. But I guess that was my point of recording this video, is believe in all that is. That would be the most accurate point of believing. The one, the pinnacle, he, she, it. It's just there's not a really accurate pronoun, because it's not male or female. All that is. That's what I will say. It's an all that is, and it's one, and it's a unity. So don't get confused by an array of gods. What you would be praying to is just advanced beings who all that is created. So I would just instead suggest pray to the all that is instead of the one, not its creations. Okay. And once you do that, you will even feel yourself even more powerful. And this is why I'm saying that I had those phases in my life when I was on my way discovering everything, and I would hear God, like people call themselves gods and goddesses, and I'm thinking to myself, well, it's a nice, flattering thing to say to yourself, but in all reality, if I die, can you bring me back from the dead? No, right? Neither can I bring you back from the dead. So, but God and all that is would be able to. So I'm not a god. I'm not a goddess. I might be co-creating my reality by thinking about things and in the quantum field and attracting them. Yes, we have that freedom. But yeah, clearly I'm not God. If I was God, I would bring back my mother from the dead. Come on. I think that this information has been put there intentionally because it will disconnect us from all that is and the power that direct communion with all that is creates. So anyways, I'll record more on the topic. I hope you enjoyed it. It's hard to understand, and it's also hard for me to say. I mean, I could sit here and like just pretend like, you know, say things that I think most people will like, but no, I'd rather say the truth, and have extensively studied, extensive experiences with different beings, spiritual and non-spiritual, and one of my missions on the planet is to bring knowledge about. If you resonate with it, cool. If you don't resonate with it and you want to go pray to whoever you want to pray, do it. It's free will planet. It's your free will. No reason to argue. This is my experience, my opinion, and I hope it helps someone. I love you guys. Till next time.